everybody, E here, back again with another Stephen King list. Today we're talking about Stephen King's worst endings. Now, you will see, as far as this list is concerned, that there are some good books on this list. That does not mean that the endings are good just because the front matter was good. So, if you have any lists of your own, once the video is done, leave them down there in the comments, and let's talk about what your choices are. Right off the bat, The Colorado Kid. This whole book is pretty bad, pretty terrible, but the ending, I think there is sometimes Stephen King tries way too hard for concept over, this book is so dusty. He tries way too hard for concept. He does the same thing in this one that he does with From a Buick 8, which is he tells you early on that you're not going to get an ending. You're not going to get any answers, which is fine for a longer book that you have a journey across. But this one, I mean, this Joker is what? It's 184 pages. And just like From a Buick 8 is only like 350, 380, something like that. You don't get much of a journey across that many pages. Next up, we have... I'm trying to decide which order I want to do these two in. I guess I'm going to put this one first. The Stand. Literal hand of God. I don't think you get much worse than that. And the surprising part, spoilers for the Fireman coming out, the surprising part is his son used it in the Fireman. I'm like, well, it wasn't I don't think it was literal. It wasn't literal because the boy just creates it. But what? We go through all that and we get the literal hand of God saving the day. No. Don't like it. Me no like it. Next up, we have, all these books are so dusty. Needful Things. This book is great. It's terrific all the way up until that goofy ass ending with Gaunt riding off into the night sky on a flaming chariot. The more I think about it, the funnier it is. And maybe, like my buddy Cody thinks Tommyknockers is a terrific book because it's so out there and weird. This one, I feel, suffers because it's not out there and weird all the way up until that point. It's so human and so centered in reality, and then all of a sudden you got Home Dude riding off in a flaming flaming coach, whatever the hell it is. Bad, terrible ending. My books are going to fall over. Next up, everybody and their mama knew this was going to be on the list, so let's go ahead and throw it out there. Under the Dome. Every time I read this book, I imagine, you know the dude with the crazy hair from the History Channel? It's like, aliens. This is just stupid. I mean, it's great, and the thematic element of like the dome and like one of those glass domes that you like shake up in the snow and whatnot. I understand where he was going with this, but I mean it doesn't make it any less hilarious. This is another problem where the beginning all the way up until the whole book's great up until that point, and I think it's Stephen King's. He feels it's necessary to finish just about everything he starts, and I think sometimes he just overreaches or underreaches. I'm not sure, and he goes for the easiest possible ending. And of course, what better way to explain a dome over a city than aliens? Anyways, all right. Next, last, and possibly his worst ending. I have debated this over and time again with people. I honestly think with this one, he just stopped writing. I think that he gave up. He knew that the subject matter was trash. He knew that the book was trash, but maybe he needed to get a book out that year. I don't know. Maybe this is a trunk novel, but sell. You cannot tell me that the ending of this book is not just him giving up. That no one will ever convince me otherwise. He got to the end of this one, and it is his worst ending, because it doesn't have an ending. He got to that point, and he's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm done. send it off to whoever is going to read it next. Let's clean this junk up and get it out there. And it's probably one of the only books that I have ever become angry at, as far as Stephen King is concerned. It's the only book that has ever driven me to want to throw it across a room. The whole book is terrible, but the ending is his worst ending. So, what did you guys think? Leave your list down there in the comments below. And until next time, I have been E, you have been you. This has been another Stephen King list. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye!